oudste wijngaarden van Zuid-Afrika zijn te vinden in Stellenbosch. Deze regio in de Westkaap is het hart van de wijnbouw. Hier ontmoeten we Charles Beck. Hij is inmiddels een begrip in de wijnwereld. Zijn opa is het bedrijf begonnen. Zijn vader heeft het voortgezet en Charles heeft het nog veel verder uitgebreid. Maar het gaat hem niet zozeer om zoveel mogelijk wijn te produceren.
Ik kan niet jullie allemaal zien onder jullie maskers. Ze lijken nou allemaal even mooi. Oei, joh. En jij, wie is hier zo? Oeh. This is pinotage. You can see it looks completely different to the Malbec over there. It's got a much smaller berry and a very compact bunch. This is the only variety that was developed in South Africa by a South African viticulturist. This is a crossing of Pinot Noir and Hermitage, and there we got pinotage.
Charles?
Yeah.
How many workers do you've got?
In total, we have about 400 workers all over in all the different departments. But this team of people here is about 20 people.
And why don't you have any machines?
Well, you know, if I had a machine, it's cheaper to do it by machine, a leaf plucker. But then these 20 people will be sitting at home without a job. And in South Africa, our biggest challenge is creating work because about 35% of the people are unemployed. So if you mechanize everything, is this going to aggravate the challenge?
So that's far more important than to just give people land.
I think giving people work is the #1 priority. To create jobs is the #1 priority facing this country, the biggest challenge we have. Land is another issue which we can deal with later, but the immediate requirement is jobs. Put food on the table. If you've got land, you've got a land, you can't eat it. Die ene daai, ek gaan nou stop hoor. Dankie Tommy hoor.
De band tussen Charles en zijn medewerkers is sterk. Hij wil hen leren kennen en hij probeert hen een toekomst te geven. Daarom heeft hij een onderzoek laten uitvoeren of ze eigenlijk wel land willen hebben.
I learned, much to my surprise, that the workers want exactly, there were 5 important things. They wanted a house of their own. They wanted medical aid, so medical assistance. They wanted a pension fund. They want the kids to go to school and they wanted to retire properly. And then I said, okay, how can I best achieve those 5 points? And only 1 out of the 51 said that he wanted to be a farmer. And on that I've grounded my philosophy moving forward.
It's not about land. It's 5 other things.
5 other more important things. We must focus on that. And those people who want to have land from that, after you've satisfied the 5 points, then we look at a different challenge and look at the other opportunities we can create. To give somebody a piece of land is a very easy thing to do. Yeah, look, I've got a lot of land, cut this piece off, there you've got this piece of land, okay? But if you get land without the proper support system around you, it's impossible. It is very difficult today to start farming.
You need machineries.
You need capital, you need access to markets, you need technology.
Charles blijft benadrukken, mensen vinden werk belangrijker dan land. Zo ook zijn voormalige schoonmaakster. Hij heeft haar geholpen om een eigen wasserij te starten.
I'm just looking for the boss. The boss is delivering, okay. Lisby worked in my house as a cleaning lady. And I don't know how many years ago, it was probably 3 years ago already. I think it could be 3 or 4 years ago. Then we discovered that she's far too intelligent to work in the house. She's got a lot of entrepreneurial skills. She had a driver's license. And I always felt it's not been meaning to her to work as a servant in the house. And I always knew she had the potential to do her own business. I think an important thing is to find out if this has had a positive impact. And the best way to find that is to ask, did you have a job before?
No.
Okay, so this is your first job? Or you were unemployed when you were unemployed. Were you unemployed? Okay, so there we got 2. Were you unemployed, young lady? There are 3 unemployed people just standing around me who now have got a job. And this is true empowerment.
De wereld van Charles Beck lijkt bijna een ideale wereld binnen Zuid-Afrika. Maar schijn bedriegt. Een aantal jaar geleden wordt ook Charles slachtoffer van een roofoverval. Hij overleeft ternauwernood.
So now we're going to your house?
Yes.
Private property?
Yes, private. There's no sign, no nothing. Very difficult to find. The only people found this place was the Dutch in 1693. This farm was issued to a freeburger who worked for the Dutch East India Company, and his name was Stephen Fairview.
Ah,
And he
right.
came from Holland, and he came from Amsterdam. And there was a suburb in Amsterdam called Koeltjie. I don't know where it is, and this place is called Blomkoolsfontein, cauliflower fountain.
You were attacked in this house?
In this house, yes.
And what happened?
I was lying asleep. I had some friends over for a barbecue, as we do in South Africa. I obviously enjoyed a nice bottle of Fairview wine, and I went to bed. And I went to bed about 12 o'clock. At about 1 o'clock, somebody woke me up, hitting me over the head with a crowbar. That's how I woke up. And then there were 3 people in my bedroom, standing next to my bed and beating me with a crowbar.
Ondanks zijn zware verwondingen weet Charles op wonderbaarlijke wijze naar buiten te glippen. Hij ontsnapt aan zijn 6 overvallers en hij overleeft.
But what intrigues me the most is the thing you did the day after. You put a Facebook message with a broken face.
No.
And then, what did you say?
I was in the hospital that night, and while they were stitching me up, I thought to myself, I can't allow this terrible thing that happened to me have a negative impact on my community around me. It was important for me to communicate as soon as possible that this was not a racial incident. It wasn't black people trying to murder a white farmer. That's normally the narrative. It was plain criminals that came to break in to try and steal televisions and electronics. Nothing to do with racial thing, nothing to do with Boers, nothing to do with farmers, nothing to do with anything other than criminals.
Why do you think it's so important to put that message out?
I just felt that the first people that would be accused of it or been thought of would be my workers or people who work with me. And they're the last people. They were the most upset of all people, were the people that work with me.
You really have a big heart for your workers and your people, eh?
I've got a big heart for South Africa. I'm very proud of my country, and I want to be part of the solution, not part of the problem.
Do you think there's hope for South Africa?
Look around you, what's it look like? The whole countryside filled with hope.
You still believe in reconciliation and a future?
Absolutely. There's no other option. We will make it work.
Although all this discussion about the land.
Yeah. That's politics. And politics don't necessarily change people's lives in South Africa. South Africans are empowered to change their own lives, make their own future.